And now finally the 2024 Senior Grand Prix, my prediction. Um, I'll just be honest with you guys. These predictions are more what I would like to see happen than what I honestly think is going to happen based on the scores these skaters have gotten so far this season, how they've competed this season. This prediction video, I feel like it's more about what I would like to see happen. Yeah, this is a prediction video that's very much based on my feelings and not so much on the facts of what's actually gone on all season. So if I start with pairs, the way I would rank the six pairs would be Rika Mura and Ryuichi Kihara in first place, Maneva, Fabian Hayes, and Nikita Volodin in third place, Ellie Khan and Danny O'Shea in third place, Sarah Conti and Nicolo Marci in fourth place, Anastasia Meltonkina and Luca Barilova in fifth place, and then Rebecca Geladi and Filippo and Berzini rounding out the top six. So I'm going to start from the bottom up. So Rebecca and Filippo are here because, of course, Diana and Max had to withdraw because Max is not feeling well. Again, I'm such a fan of Rebecca and Filippo. I'm glad they're getting this opportunity. You know, especially because Italy only has two spots at Worlds and they have three wonderful ice pairs competing for those spots. So I want them to come out here and I want them to do cleanly. It would have to come down to those side by side if they could just do several double jumps clean. And it would also have to come down on the throws. Can they manage to land the throws? Because everything else about their skating, just fabulous. In fifth place, and I understand they're probably going to end up on the podium. I know they're going to end up in the podium. Hell, they might even win this competition. But I'm going to put them in fifth place, is Anastasia and Luca. And the reason being is technically they're incredibly proficient. They have a great twist. They have a good jump. They have good side by side. They have good lifts. There is nothing to critique about this pair technically. However, their PCS is just straight up Iteri bonus. Their programs, the short program, I hate a little less every time I see it. The free program with the old man and father death. Thank you for the explanation because I obviously needed one. I'm not a fan of either one of those programs. So for me, and this is a preference, and I guess this is what it really comes down to because maybe these two programs really speak to Iteri. But I don't feel like they connect with each other. I don't feel like they emote. I do feel like they play gimmicky characters, but I don't feel like it's a genuine projection from them to the audience. Um, in fourth place, I'm putting Sarah and Nicolo. Papa, can you hear me? Um, their common short program is nice. It's better suited to them than I think. Papa, can you hear me? So I don't dislike either of their programs, but I don't love either of their programs. Their twists have gotten much better. The twist, whenever he put her in the air and tried to bring her down, she would always end up on his shoulder, to the side. So now there's a little more height to the twist, is a little more centered. So definitely they have put in the work and you could see it. They could also end up on the podium, but for now, based on their program, I would put them in fourth place. In third place, and I know I'm just like grasping at straws, is Ellie Khan and Danny O'Shea. But then again, you never know. Why? Because the ice is slippery, the blades are thin, and in figure skating, anything that can happen will happen. So you never know. But I'm putting Ellie and Danny on the podium. One, because the judges really seem to love them this season. They are getting some technical and PCS inflation boosts listen, Stevie Wonder could see that this is a political boost from a mile away. But having said that, this pair really has a lot of potential. You could tell there's a lot of potential there. I love their in between skating. I really, really like their short program. I'm not crazy about the two different programs merging into one in their long program, but I do love their short program. They have wonderful lifts. They just have beautiful musicality and connection with each other. There is so much to unload there with that situation. But definitely, you know, if they could do the side by side, everything comes down to how many of those side by sides. So all in total, it's 3 jumps. One jump in the short, and then 2 side by side jumps in the free. One by itself, another one in combination. So 3 jumps. If they could get past 3 jumps and they could land the majority of their throws, definitely, definitely the potential is there for them to be on the podium. In second place, I'm putting Minerva and Nikita. They medaled at their last Grand Prix event, but I don't think the medal was the color they wanted. They definitely look like a pair that is ambitious, that wants to be on top of that podium, as they rightfully should. They have a beautiful twist. When she lands that throw, she lands it effortlessly. Their lifts look wonderful with good ice coverage, speed, and flow. This is a classic team, and the judges obviously really genuinely like her look. So I'm definitely looking forward to see how Nikita and Minerva do, and they can also win this competition. Like, they could easily win the competition. For me, I'm going to put Riku and Ryuichi in first place. Again, they did not have a good outing at their last Grand Prix final, and this is definitely a do or die. It's time to prove here. So I'm putting them in first place only because I think they're going to fight tooth and nail for everything. Then moving on to the men is strictly my personal preference. In first place, I'm going to put Yuma Kagiyama. In second place, I'll put Ilya Melanin. In third place, I'm putting Kevin Amos. In fourth place, I have Shun Soto. In fifth place, I have Mikhail Shudorov. And then in sixth place, I have Daniel Grasso. Starting with Daniel Grasso, I think I've made myself clear. I'm not crazy about either of their program, and I especially dislike the ballerino program. If you have an angular box skater, I think trying to round that skater out and put them in a circle makes no sense. And that's what I get when I watch Daniel skate that long program, honestly. Then Mikhail, I think Mikhail has a really good chance at being on the podium here. The only, reason why I have Mikhail so low on this list is because some of the other skaters are probably a little more well-rounded in terms of their skating than he is. But if he could land his planned content, then definitely Mikhail could be on that podium. But for now, I have him fifth place. In fourth place, I have Shun Soto. I want nothing for other than for Shun Soto to break 100 MPCS. I just want him to break that 100 because that is definitely where the judges are just holding him at 98, 98, 97 in that short program. And I would love for him to do 100. Again, this is a skater that I've been watching since he was a junior, and he is just growing. Every season he grows in terms of his artistry, in terms of his musicality. I really like both of his programs this season, and I really want him to skate clean and manage, to get the scores that he rightfully deserves. Then on my podium is Kevin Amos. Wonderful, wonderful Grand Prix for Kevin, and I would love for it to all finish with him in triumph at the Grand Prix final, which is going to be on home ice. And I do know that's going to be a lot of pressure on Kevin to deliver on home ice at a Grand Prix, especially now with Adam having to withdraw from the competition. So I hope, this motivates Kevin in the right direction and he has another great outing here. In second place, I'm putting Ilya Melanin. And please stop coming for me. I don't hate Ilya. He seems like such a nice kid. You know, I think Ilya is a marvel in terms of his jump technique. And I feel if he lands all his jumps and he's clean here, no one will be able to touch him. This title will easily be his. I also want to commend Ilya and his entire team for the work and the effort they're putting in. He's obviously more fluid in his skating. He's obviously projecting more. There's obviously more skating being done. Is it there yet? Not quite. Is the work being done? Yes, it is. And I do appreciate that. In first place for me is Yuma Kagiyama. I love both of his program. In that Sound of Silent has the ability to be and make such a moment. And I just want Yuma to give it to us. We've already had a clean free, then we had a clean short. Now can we get a clean free and a clean short together? Absolutely would love to see Yuma come out and just give me two clean skates here. As for the ice dance, I'm going to shake things up a little. I'm going to keep the top two the same, but I'm going to switch it around. So in first place, I have Madison Shock and Evan Bates. In second place, I have Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier. In third place, I have Marjorie Lajoie and Zachary Laga. In fourth place, I have Charlene Guinard and Marco Fabri. In fifth place, I have Evgenia Larapova and Geoffrey Bassard. In sixth place, I have Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson. I'm putting Lila and Lewis in sixth place in the Grand Prix final only because I don't like that free dance. The T-Rex Ragoon position, it doesn't look good on Lewis and it doesn't look good on Lila. I'm just not a big fan of their program. Their rhythm dance is okay, but it's nothing to write home about. And then, no, yeah. Um, in fifth place, I have Evgenia and Jeffrey. Again, I love their program. Love the fact that this is a skater who's trying to find his unique voice. Wonderful. Um, you know, I heard on Twitter that they made them take out the part where it says all those Russians. Why? That was one of the best parts. But definitely looking forward to them possibly medaling at European, depending on how the politics politic at that event. And then in fourth place is Charlene and Marco. The reason why I have Charlene and Marco in fourth place is because, yes, they are a very, very proficient team. Technically, none of the other teams who are competing here can touch them. However, I feel like the robot dance is not, they're just trying to make it up for that. And there's just a lot to unpack with that. I'm not crazy about either of Charlene and Marco's program, but we'll have to wait and see how they do. Then in third place, yes, I'm breaking rank. I don't care about the pre-existing rank. I don't. I really don't. So in third place, I'm putting Marjorie Lajoie and Zachary Lagat. I like the Austin Power rhythm dance. I don't love it, but then again, I don't love 90% of these 50s, 60s, and 70s propaganda you guys were pushing as if those were no. I was not buying it. But I do think Marjorie and Zachary do well enough. They do well enough in the rhythm dance that I think they're gonna get a good score here. I really, really do like the Sound of Silence free program for them. My only problem is I just feel like the music is lacking something. Like I'm waiting for this punch you in the gut moment from this program, and I have yet to get it. But I feel like they have time. They have the Grand Prix, they have nationals, and hopefully by the time we get to World, that program will kick me in the gut and I would feel it. I'm putting Piper and Paul in second place by the tiniest of tiniest of margin. I love their rhythm dance. I love the Barbie and Kent concept. I love the beach concept. The free, I'm 78% sold on the free, but again, I do feel like this is a work in progress and I want to wait and see exactly how that plays out. And then I have Madison and Evan in first place, again, just by the tiniest margin. I'm not crazy about either of their programs this season. I would say, but you see, that's my problem with Madison and Evan. They could give you a program this week and it looks this way, and then next week they come out and the program is just fabulous. So I want to see what the evolution of both of their program is. Hopefully, they've cut down the number of songs for the daughter, and we can finally get to really enjoy these two programs with Madison and Evan. And then lastly, the women, which is, oh my God, it's going to break my heart because any way this goes, I would be happy. There's at least four women. If they win here, I would be genuinely ecstatic. But if I have to rank them, I'm going to say Kaori Sakamoto in first place, Amber Glenn in second place, Wakaba Higuchi in third place, Mona Chiba in fourth place, Rion Matsuki in fifth place, and then Hana Yoshida in sixth place. Now, I'm putting Hana Yoshida in sixth place only because she's been fairly inconsistent this season. And now she's adding the triple axel into the jump. And I just don't know if that's just not going to make her more inconsistent. And then Ryo Matsuki, wonderful skater, beautiful skater, delicate skater. But again, we have yet to get two free clean programs for her. The rhythm, I mean, the short program is what's going to determine whether she medals here or not. If she cannot get it together for the short program and she puts herself into a deficit, I do feel it's going to be a hard deficit for her to climb out of. In fourth place, I'm putting Mona Shiba. I know how fabulous Mona Shiba is. I know she probably could and probably will win this entire competition. But when she was looking at me, I just felt, yes, yes, this is a skater that skates, but this is a skater that's inconsistent. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens there. Then in fourth place, I have Mona Shiba. I love everything about Mona Shiba as a skater. And I am so looking forward to two clean programs here. And with two clean programs, Mona Shiba can easily be on the podium or even win this entire competition depending on how the other competitors show up. I'm putting her on the podium because I feel like figure skating owes Wakaba a first place finish at the Beijing Olympic after the short program. I feel like figure skating owes Wakaba, and I'm going to pay Wakaba back by putting Wakaba Higuchi on the podium in third place at the Grand Prix final. Again, this is why I'm always preaching longevity in sport, longevity in sport. Wakaba is a perfect example of longevity in sport. So many ups, so many downs, so many ups, so many downs. But we've watched Wakaba grow as a skater, as a person. And for me, these are stories worth being invested in. Then in second place, and again, if she won here, I would be absolutely over the moon, is Amber Glenn. That wonderful triple axel that is becoming her trademark, that is just like butter. So much. There's so much beautiful skating, powerful skating taking place with Amber Glenn. The whole thing is, can she do two clean programs and be very consistent to get the job done? I'm going to go with Kaori in first place only because mentally, Kaori is a competitor. She knows how to compete under stress, under fire, and to deliver when she needs to deliver. And so for that purpose only, I'm going to put Kaori ahead of Amber. But I feel like this is a situation where any of these skaters could be on the podium. You just don't know. It all depends on how it plays out. But this is my prediction for the 2024 Grand Prix Senior Grand Prix Final. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments below what are some of your predictions. How do you think this event is going